Hello viewers, you're welcome to the Premier Sports Fan Center. Yes, it's a watch along edition of the show today. My name is Afalayade Emiabi. So today, most likely we'll be running solo on this game between Newcastle and Chelsea. It's the St. James's Park's fixture, and this fixture has been consistently filled with goals. We can just made it one. How did they concede that one? They concede that one. Look at the cross. Oh, look at the cross into the box. And my goodness, that was the finish. And my goodness, that was the finish play for. So Chelsea won it down at the Stamford Bridge. At the St. James's Park. Even Newcastle came here, Man City came here and lost. They are one hell of a different animal on this their home turf. They don't take it lightly. Whenever they are playing at home, they give it their all. And it's Chelsea back in possession of the ball. Wesley Fofana, the French international, who has been in fine form for Chelsea of late. Malogusto was intercepted by the Newcastle defender right there. It's Newcastle on the ball. The referee says that's a foul on Wotemade by Wesley Fofana. And Newcastle just made it to Walter Made is his name. It looks like this 80 million or 85 million is worth it at the end of the day. But VR will check this one. So let's see if the goal will stand. I think that will stand. Oof, that will be very close. But let's see what VR will say at the end of Did they? That's a go. I think it's a go. Oh man. I think that should be a go. VR still checking the second goal for Newcastle. It looks like so it's 2-0 to Newcastle. And Chelsea attacking again, lose possession carelessly again. So throwing to Newcastle at the 25th minute of that encounter. It has been a hell of a performance from the Chelsea players today. And the rating so far, the highest has to be Garnacho 6.7, which is very, very low. So which explains why they are 2-0 down already as early as the 24th minute at the St. James's Park. And honestly, it has been an appalling sight to see so far from the blue side of this encounter. But the Newcastle players will be happy because they are 2-0 up so early in the game. And so far, it is so good. So Murphy set it up for his teammate and it looks like it will be 3. Oh, but Caicedo was at the right place to stop that one. So free kick to Newcastle again at the 27th minute of that encounter. Uncle Palmer wins that one. We set it up for Neto. Neto carelessly lost possession again. And carelessly we get a yellow card. Oh, Garnacho right there, not that is my goodness. Garnacho now on a yellow card. And it looks like Chelsea's afternoon is going from bad to worse. So free kick to Newcastle again. Let's see if that big man, Watermade, will really come good for them once again. So Newcastle attacking with the ball, but that was good defending. That was good defending from Gusto, but Newcastle still back with the ball. Can Chelsea come back in this one? It doesn't look like it. It doesn't look like it because Chelsea is not even growing into this game as far as I'm concerned. And Enzo Maresca looks so surprised because who would have thought that they will be 2-0 down as early as the 25th minute or 24th minute of that encounter. Chelsea has been appalling today, no doubt. Really terrible day in the office so far. And I hope the stubborn hierarchies can see this and know that there's a need for better players that has better experience to play for the Chelsea setup. So Marco Carella with the ball, returns it back to the goalkeeper. Sends it to Marco Carella and we have to lift it up under pressure. And to no one exactly. To no one exactly. So it's Chelsea trailing 2-0 at the St. James's Park as at the half an hour mark of this encounter. Well, lightning can still strike in St. James's Park, but it looks like Newcastle are the more comfortable side, looking home and dry as at the 31st minute of that encounter. And now, Chris James will send a long pass to Malo Gusto to Kopama. Kopama with his tricks lost the ball carelessly without even getting an attempt to the goalkeeper. Not so a good day in the office for Chelsea Football Club. Garnacho plays in Pedro Neto with a cross. But Ramsdale grabs that one easily. And it looks like Ramsdale has been on the holiday on the goal post. Now the ball back to Ramsdale, the Newcastle goalkeeper. He set it up straight for Thiaw. And to Shaw right there, right there. Shaw finds Bruno Guimaraes, who returns it back to Shaw. And Newcastle trying to play from defense to attack. Thiaw right there, we said the long ball forward for Murphy to chase. For Marco Carella. On Murphy. And considered a throw-in right there. This has been one long day in the office for the blue side of London. Newcastle with a cross into the box. Shot to return it back into the box. And João Pedro kicks it out for a throw-in. Chelsea defending with their lives right now. It looks like Newcastle have Chelsea where they want them to be in this first half so far. But a lot can change. Or it might not change. It can go worse. But let's see. And it can also stay the same. So football has its way of surprising us. Chelsea has been struggling to set passes. And Moses Caicedo was brought down right there. The free kick to Chelsea at the 35th minute of that encounter. Sanchez takes a long one to the opponent half. But Newcastle wins it. Walter Made with the ball right there. Straight to Antonio Gordon. Returns it back to Shaw. The Anthony Gordon with the ball. We send it straight for his teammate Ramsey, who runs down the left straight to Disbury Hall. And to All, sorry. Turns it back to Tonali. And it's Newcastle looking so comfortable this first half. And Newcastle has been the better side so far. No arguments at all. They've been way better. In this game so far. And it's a throw to Chelsea. Fan are being fouled. And that's a free kick to Chelsea taken quickly. The Newcastle looking dangerous once again with that cross. But Chalobah will clear this one out by throwing to Chelsea. Let's see. What will happen? And Pedro Neto. Okay, it was Cole Palmer. The 13 minutes of that encounter. Free kick to Chelsea. And a cross into the box. The train to Newcastle in Newcastle's half, and it's still 2-0 the scoreline so far. Whatever the difference between these two sides, they're getting 2 goals right there. The referee says there's an infringement on Marco Carella by Bruno Guimarães, the Brazilian. Oh, that was a bashing. Oh, landed on his back right there. One thing about these Newcastle players is they are very physical. Really physical. Not allowing Chelsea to settle down and play their game. And that's the way to go. Once you know one thing that can work against your opponent, then you go with it. So, free kick to and across into the box. Oh, shot. Garnacho shot blocked. The referee says, wait. One situation. Oh, that's a foul. So it's all right here. Straight to Marco Carella. Opama. Marco Carella. Chaloba. Chris James. Moises Caicedo. Marco Carella with the ball finds Garnacho. Straight Caicedo, and it's Marco Copama with the ball right now straight to Wesley Fofana. And Pedro Neto down the right. Yes, Pedro Neto returns it back to Fofana, and it's Chelsea just trying to keep possession and see if they can build something from that. But lost possession quickly. Ramsey had to clear that one for Cars. And Chelsea beginning to want to go into the game, but hey, it looks like this one most likely will be off limit for them, because when football anything can happen. Though they've gone 2-0 down. And João Pedro with the ball. Finds Garnacho. Garnacho. Is James to Pedro Neto. And Augusto. Wesley Fofana with James. Malo Gusto. Pedro Neto straight to Wesley Fofana. Chris James. Acedo. Palmer with the ball right here. Garnacho with the ball with a cross into the box. And that is a goal. But it looks like that will not count. So free kick to Newcastle at the 43rd minute of that encounter. Newcastle leading 2-0. Whatever the difference between these two sides. Chelsea building up from defense to attack. Chris James attacking with the ball. Finds Garnacho down the left. Garnacho with the ball. Dribbles and the cross was blocked. I don't think he looked up while setting that cross. If he had looked up, you would have seen that the guys in front of you were Newcastle guys, and he could have maybe chipped it over them, try to pick his teammate that is in the box. A long pass right there to Jordan, because this one, but Made almost made it 3 right there. For that cause. Made got to it. And Augusto has also been booked by the referee. The guy's complaining. The referee busy dishing out the cards. "45 minutes it is already, and 4 minutes additional time will be played at the St. James's Park in this first half. And let's see what will happen at the end of the day. Casedo intercepted danger. Careless passes around the defense. That will be a corner kick to Newcastle at the 2nd minute of additional time this first half. And Newcastle looks to be going on with all 3 points. Looks like an easy fixture for them, as it is. And across into the box. And Miley couldn't convert that one from the right back position, getting that attempt. Long ball forward by Kopama, but there was too much weight on that pass. Garnacho couldn't keep up with it, and the possession back to Newcastle. So Newcastle has a goal kick in the 3rd minute of additional time. And it looks like Enzo Fernandez is warming up. Is really warming up. Train to Newcastle. The last minute of additional time. It's just possession in contention. I think they successfully frustrated the way Chelsea wanted to play. And it's been a difficult game for Chelsea. Garnacho attacking down the left. Miley on him. He runs into the box. I think that should be halftime. Oh, that's goal kick to Newcastle. Goal kick played by Ramsdale. That will be halftime whistle by the referee. What a matter the difference between these two sides. Scoring 2 goals. First one in the 4th and the second in the 20th minute of that encounter. Appalling first half for Chelsea. Let's see what will happen at the end of the day. It's half time right there at St. James's Park. It's Chelsea trailing 2 goals to 0. Watermade in the 3rd minute. And Watermade the 28th minute. Of that encounter. Can join us, tell us what you think about this game so far on our live chat. Let's see if so you can join the conversation on our live chat. We'll be waiting to hear from you On this game so far, Chelsea trailing 2-0 to Newcastle. Yes, we'll go for a short break and we'll be back. Stay with us. Don't go nowhere.
Oh, and another goal for Super Eagles. This is Premier Football Center. Leave it anywhere, take it anywhere. Don't forget to subscribe. Remember to click that subscription button.
Hello and good evening. Welcome to Talk Sport on Premier Sports Fan Center. My name is Yinka Adeguyi. They call me the doc around here. And tonight we're going to be looking at a number of subjects, a number of topics here. Transfer chaos, injury, drama, AFCON fever, and football December storm, all coming together into a nice show. In the next few minutes, a couple of minutes, we're going to be talking deeply, analyzing and probing into some of these subjects. What's going on in the world of football? And we'd like you to join us in this show. As we said, this is Premier Sports Fan Center. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, just click on that bell button and hit subscribe. And you may even join us and be part of the family. And you can get our notifications right when we push them out. And tonight, this is a show where Premier League transfer wars, injury crisis, superstar futures, and AFCON 25 collide, shaping clubs, careers, and continents. And as we go on, tonight we're so deep into January transfer, and we're looking at injury nightmares already shaking so many big clubs in Europe. And as you, some of you can already tell, we need to look at some of these injuries and how it's going to affect some of the end game coming up in EPL, La Liga, in Bundesliga, in Ligue 1, as well as the Eredivisie, or even in the German Bundesliga as we move on into the season. And tonight with me on Talk Sports to analyze and to discuss and judge on these topics, I have from my far left, Yemite, right there. Yemite, you're welcome to the show.
Good evening, the doc. Good evening, Paul. It's so good to be back. And a lot on the menu.
A lot on the menu. Thank you, Yemite, and welcome to the show. And then next to Yemite, right in the middle, is our Benax, Mr. Polostki.
Yeah, good evening, our viewers, and thanks for having me.
Right, so we're moving on right now from Semenyo choosing Liverpool to United's transfer plan collapsing, to AFCON stars leaving clubs, and this episode connects every dot in modern football pressure cooker. Let's get straight into it. The first one, we're looking at Semenyo wants Liverpool. Man United blow. Semenyo Antoine has ignited a three-way January transfer battle involving Liverpool, Manchester United, and Manchester City. But reports suggest that the Bournemouth star prefers Liverpool. This is just about talent. It's about identity, opportunity, and club direction. Okay, so now we're going to look at Semenyo's issue. And Yemite, I want you to go first. Why would Semenyo choose Liverpool over United and City? Is it footballing fit or emotional pull?
Yeah, I think that if you look at the three, I think it should be Liverpool, because on that left, it won't really have competition first. And Liverpool is the defending champion in the league. So I think that, I think it will be a right decision to join Liverpool, because it will be almost a perfect fit.
Right there. Okay, so you got it right there. And Paulo, does this rejection signal a deeper recruitment problem for Man U?
I don't think so. Despite them not, making it to the Champions League or qualifying for any European football, they were still able to attract, one of the best players. Talking about Mbeumo, we know Mbeumo finished, I think, in the top 4 or top 5 rather of the highest goal scorers, last season. So man, you can still attract players. They're a very big club, but players these days at times they also look at stability, and they look at they also think of their pocket. I think probably Mbuemo, I mean, what's his name again? Semenyo might be looking at one, playing time. Two, the money, and look at the bigger. If you want to ask me between Liverpool and Manchester United, at the one I think at the moment I think Liverpool is more stable than Manchester United.
Okay, so you have to choose. You would rather go for Liverpool than going for United or City.
Well, like Yama said, I think you look at it at Liverpool, there won't be a lot of competition. You can easily switch to the Mohamed Salah, wing there. And at the moment, it's looking like Mohamed Salah might be leaving, Liverpool. And you look at Semenyo, you will be looking at the possibility of taking that wing. On the other side, and also, I think they only have, what's his name now, the Dutch player who plays more. Sometimes he even plays as a number 9. So at Liverpool, I think he's going to get a playing time.
All right. So final question on Semenyo: if Liverpool lands Semenyo, does it start immediately, or it becomes another rotational piece? Yemo.
I think it will start immediately.
It has a window already open for him.
Yeah.
But what if Salah agrees with the coach and the backing? Running together, will Semenyo still be able to start?
Yes,
I know he plays from the left.
Yeah, he's not either Semenyo or
plays
Salah.
From the right at times.
It's about Semenyo. See, there's a loophole in the Liverpool team, and it was created by Luis Diaz when he left. So it is that hole they want to fill.
Right, so Liverpool is still looking for a replacement for Luis Diaz.
Yes.
So you're heading right there. That's the transfer dream of Semenyo. But who knows what's going to happen soon? Transfer dreams don't always exist in vacuum. Injuries can destroy plans overnight. So let's cross our fingers as we wait for January window. And then we're looking at United's transfer in January, out and in. Injury chaos everywhere. Man U's reported interest in Tyler Adams takes a brutal hit after the Bournemouth midfielder suffers a serious injury. Suddenly, a key January plan collapses, forcing United back to the drawing board mid-windows. How damaging is this injury setback for United's German rebuild?
Well, I don't think Man United. Man United should be going for Tyler Adams because you have.
In spite of his injury,
even without injury, because you have Casemiro, you have Ugarte, you have Kobe Mino, who is not playing. Regularly. We saw his brother, protesting at their last home game. Now, if you bring on Tyler Adam, that means you want to, let the likes of what's his name now, Ugarte, Kobe Mino, or what they call him now, Casemiro to go. And I think Tyler Adam is also prone to injury. He's always injured. So I think Man United should be looking at other defensive midfielders elsewhere than Tyler Adams.
Okay, so you might going from what Paulo just said. He said, okay, he's injury prone, and then in that particular role, there are quite a number of legs that are developing. Should clubs rethink chasing injury prone profiles in high pressure leagues?
I think that there's no way you want to do the right business in football and not consider the injury history. Because it's not about the quality, you have to look at consistency too. The main reason Ronaldo and Messi have stayed up for those donkey of years is their consistency, the very limited injury history. So I think that for every club that wants to do good business, you really have to consider the injuries.
Right. So we're looking at the various events happening. So does this highlight poor contingency planning in United's recruitment structure? Because it looks like, okay, now Tyler is injured, they're going for Tyler, and then they're backing out of Tyler because Tyler has an injury. Does this actually highlight inconsistency?
It has nothing to do with Man U. Injuries, you can't predict it. It can happen anytime.
No, but I've seen several clubs, in spite of their targets getting injured, they still recruit the players and wait for them to get one.
Yeah, look how the risk Chelsea took on Fofana and Lavia. It has not paid off. Fofana is just trying to get into the rhythm this season. After how many seasons at Chelsea? It's not the best route to follow.
Right. So, Paulo, you have something on that?
Yeah, like you said, some clubs they still go ahead, but they look at the injury record because there are some players that probably under 24, they've gone through through ACL, and I don't think there's any club that want to pick up a player like that. Fine. What's his name? Tyler Adams is a very good player, but the injuries, I think, even right from his days at, I think, Leeds United, he's always injured also. So, but you look at one a good example is Ricardo Calafiori. I remember before Arsenal signed him. We heard he's always injured. He's always injured. But when they signed him, the first season, I think it missed a couple of matches. And people start saying he's injury prone. But since then, he has been fit even this season all through. So it's a gamble, but most clubs will not want to go for an injury prone player.
Right, so we're looking at United scrambling, and then Barcelona are busy playing a chess game in the transfer market. Barcelona calling on Bastoni. They won the Italian star. What does he respond with? Inter Milan defender Alessandro Bastoni is heavily linked with Barcelona, and he has refused to sign a new contract, but publicly insists he's happy in Italy. Classic transfer smoke, but history tells us smoke often means fire. When players quickly deny interest, is it genuine or is it strategic silence? Yeah, man.
I think that when you look at Bastoni, I think he's just trying to be mature about dealing with the press. Because you have to be careful. You can't burn bridges where you sow
Exactly.
a lot. So you just have to play it calm and clean. If it still happens, you can still get what you want while everybody is happy. So I think it's just being wise with handling the press.
Beautiful. So Bastoni is just being careful here. So will Bastoni fix Barcelona's defensive issues immediately?
I think so.
Let me take this to Paul.
It's hard to say. He will be coming in from another league, to the La Liga, and the system at Inter Milan is quite different from the system at Barcelona. At Inter Milan, I think they defend a lot, but at Barcelona, almost all the fullback wants to join. All the defenders want to join the attack. The issue now is, when everybody joins the attack, and the opponent, is now countering you.
Who is covering for him?
Who is covering for you? And will he be able to come back quickly to cover up also? But you look at Bastoni, he's a very good player and he's still young, and I think he's going to fit at Barcelona.
Right, so it may just be the solution Barca has been looking for since Inigo Martinez left the Barca defense. A big vacuum that is yet to be filled up by any of the occupants. Araujo has made a mess of it, terrible mess of it, and Christensen is just coming back in and out, trying to build his way into it. Eric Garcia, I believe, is a man that has been used more often, especially around the defense, the defensive back, right back, and everywhere in the defense, but he still can't fit in that role. So should Inter cash in now or build him on the long term? Yeah, man.
I think Inter should cash in now. I think they should cash in now because Bastoni, if you look at his trajectory and the way he has been performing, I think for me, if I would advise Inter Milan, you cash in right now, looking at his age also.
Right, so Inter, you want to jump in straight and sell. And just in your own estimation, how much do you think he's worth?
Bastoni should be in the region of 50 million. We are back. Sorry, you're welcome back to the second half of this watch along edition of the game between Newcastle and Chelsea. Yeah, Newcastle and Chelsea. It is right now, and Chelsea trailing 2 goals to nil. So, it's Walter Made who has done the needful in the first half for his team. And Chelsea now suffering the consequences of what Vatemadi did, scoring those 2 goals in that early embers of the first half, which might prove decisive in this encounter. And Kopama put to the ground right there. Chelsea has a free kick at the 49th minute of that encounter. And Chelsea has a free kick. And it's a goal! Whoa! That is fantastic! Oh my goodness! Captain Fantastic is at it again! Oh my god! That is mind blowing! Wow! Look at that free kick. Reece James put it above the wall and straight into the back of the net. Oh my goodness. What a goal. So Chelsea now 2-1 against Newcastle. So let's see what would happen. And Chelsea has a free kick in their own box right here. Wow, 51st minute of that encounter. And Chelsea looks like they'll be bringing on Enzo Fernandez. Wow, wow, what a free kick. So it's Newcastle after conceding that free kick of a goal by Reece James, attacking with the ball right now. So that's Tonali with the ball and Chelsea chasing the ball. Marco Carella blocks that cross. And the ball went straight to the face of Marco Carella, and he's still down trying to get himself. So it's Chelsea 2, Newcastle 2, Chelsea 1. Corner kick taken quickly. Ramsey with the ball straight to and a cross into the box. Headed out by Chaloba right there. And Newcastle back in possession. Ramsey with the ball right now, trying to attack. He finds Anthony Gordon, who turns and finds his teammate, sets it up, and Chaloba the referee went to meet Anthony Gordon and attacked. There was no foul. And almost immediately he stood up from the drama that and look at the chance here for Chelsea. Reece James' shot was blocked. And it's still Chelsea coming at Newcastle. Enzo Fernandez, the cross into the box. Oh, but nobody. And it's Newcastle attacking with the ball right now. All with the ball. Drops it off for his teammate with a cross into the box. Cleared out by that Chelsea player. And Pedro Neto will pounce on this. Will attack into the box. And Pedro Neto will drop it off for Garnacho. Garnacho to Pedro Neto and he shoots! Saved by Ramsdale. Garnacho still with the ball. Tries to dribble past his marker. And oh my goodness. Chance lost successfully. And Enzo Maresca has gotten another yellow card. Yellow card keeps coming in for the Chelsea manager this season. It's not only the players that keep piling up the cards, also the manager has been a culprit also. So 1 hour of football played already. It's Newcastle 2, Chelsea 1 at the St. James's Park. Chelsea lost possession in a dangerous area again. Murphy will cross this one. And no one could get to the end of that one. And Ukamaka says Chelsea will still come back here. Redbone Sport says, I just hope Chelsea make it back in the second half. Let's be hopeful. As a Chelsea fan, be hopeful. But as a Newcastle fan, you want this to stay the same way. So let's see what will happen at the end of the day. So it looks like Chelsea has swept things a little bit. Shaw, the centre back for Newcastle, just went into the books of the referee and is currently on a yellow card. And is Newcastle attacking with the ball right here. Moses Caicedo chasing down. So it's Chelsea trying to come back into this one at the 64th minute of that encounter. Well, is it going to happen? Only time will tell at the end of the day. Oh, there's an offside there against um, so Chelsea attacking with the ball right now. 65th minute it is at the St. James's Park. It's Newcastle 2, Chelsea 1. So Chelsea just made it 2-2. Chelsea are back in it. João Pedro beat his marker with a header of a turn, and they put it past the goalkeeper. So it's Newcastle 2, Chelsea 2 at the St. James's Park. What a game. What a game is proving to be. What a game is proving to be. So, that's an assist for the goalkeeper. So it's Newcastle 2, Chelsea 2 at the 68th minute of that encounter. So Chelsea attacking right there again. Garnacho into the box and Garnacho shoots. And the attempt kept rising and rising. And it went off target. Look at Garnacho running into the box. Turns left and shoot. And that was it. But I think he could have just dropped that pass right there. Newcastle are preparing to bring on Wissa. and Langa right there. So it's game on at the St. James's Park. Chelsea are back in it. 2-0 down first half. Now back to and Newcastle are planning to make a triple substitution right here. So, and also Newcastle has a free kick at the edge of the box right there. And it looks like that wall, there's a hole in between. So let's see, Reece James converted his own free kick. And Ochena Blessing says outbreak for Chelsea fans. It looks like Chelsea have, the free kick right there from Shah was nothing to write home about. He didn't take after Reece James. That was the beauty of a free kick right there that brought Chelsea back into the game. So, triple substitution. It is for Newcastle. Anthony Gordon is being withdrawn. Walter Made is also being withdrawn. And look at those two. It looked like it was over, but Chelsea are back in it. 2-2. Wissa has been brought on, and Ave Barnes also coming in for Murphy. So Watermade, Gordon, and Murphy are out for Wissa. Barnes and Elanga. So good for Wissa fans to see that he's back. Is back. And Chelsea back in possession. Let's see what will happen at the end of the day. Chalobah sends it forward. Marco Carella couldn't keep it in play. But that will be a throw into Newcastle right now. And Cole Palmer brought down, but the referee says play on. No. So it is what it is at the St. James's Park. Wonders truly shall never end. Because as it is right now, it's looking like this game might be a tall order for Newcastle to take the lead again. But anything can happen in football. You never know. Ganacho has been fouled by Wissa. And that was a good of a steal. And yellow card to Wissa right there. That was good defending by Rhys James right there. Put his body on the line. And yes, Captain Fantastic is crossed into the box, parried by goalkeeper. Newcastle with the ball around the box, a cross headed out by João Pedro. Pedro Neto will attack with the ball. The pacey Pedro Neto drops it for Cole Palmer into the Garnacho, and the cross was blocked. Oh my goodness. Has been withdrawn for Andre Santos at the 80th minute of that encounter. Long ball forward headed out by Cucurella straight to Fofana. Neto and it's Rhys James right there. Straight to Fofana again. And Andre Santos will have the ball right here. Facing Moises Caicedo to attack with the ball into space. And he will shoot! Oh! That was really close. Oh, and the ball went off target right there. who knows? He might just do the trick he did against Liverpool, and that shot from João Pedro was blocked. And it's Garnacho with the ball right here. Oh. Chelsea looking like they want to win this one. And Reece James will take this corner kick. Oh. Carella couldn't connect with that one as expected. That is. Yellow card to Andre Santos. I just came on for Chelsea. Came on for Kopama, and it has not really been the best of games for him so far. Long ball played forward. And then Garnacho with the ball. Moises Caicedo straight to Reece James. Oh, who tries to pick the one of Garnacho? There was too much weight on that one. And it's still Newcastle to Chelsea. That's a yellow card to João Pedro. Newcastle taking quickly. A long ball. There with the ball. We shoot this one. Block. Follow-up shot from Shah went way off target. That was a close one. Oh, it looks like Shah's stretch is going. Oh, Shah looks to be in pain. And looks like he's up and running again. The long ball forward. And it's Newcastle with the ball right now. And Neto with the Enzo with the ball straight to Garnacho. Garnacho has not really been in best of form today. Newcastle attacking with the ball. Acedo steals it from him. And I think that will be a yellow card to all former Chelsea left back right there. 7th minute of that encounter. It's Chelsea 2, Newcastle 2. Wow, what a game it has been. What a game it has been. And let's see, will it be to right here? Garnacho with the ball. Cuts back, returns it back to Cucurella. To Garnacho. And Garnacho with the ball. We cross this one, but blocked. I think he could have picked up the run of Cucurella rather than trying to be ambitious right there with that cross. A free kick to Chelsea, foul on Moises Caicedo, and it has been war in that midfield. It looks like the Chelsea guys came up this second half and decided to play football at its finest. And Moises Caicedo straight to Marco Cucurella, Garnacho. Cucurella with the cross, but the cross was blocked by Elanga. Wow, that is a close one. If that cross had gone into the box, it could have been really dangerous for Newcastle. And corner kick to Chelsea right now. Is James, the captain, fantastic. Now, looks like the St. James's fans are quiet because Chelsea are back in it. They are back in it. Is James with the corner kick? Oh, grabbed easily by Aaron Ramsdale. And we set up that attack. Elanga cuts back, but couldn't pick it on target. And oh, look at that hell of a long service by Ramsdale. Oh my god. Cucurella was on his heels and don't let him pick this. It wasn't bad. But how Sanchez dived towards it as if he would have a hand to it, but it was way farther from him right there. Willock also coming on this 9 minute. It's already approaching the 90th minute of that encounter, so free kick to Newcastle. Free kick to Newcastle at the 90th minute. You see their dramas along the touchline. The coaches really, the emotions of the game. Cross into the box. Headed down. Cleared out by Trevor Chalobah. And there's a 9-minute rush now from the Newcastle players. And a cross into the box cleared by Chalobah once again. And there will be 5 minutes additional time. 5 minutes additional time in this encounter. Goal kick to Chelsea. Look at that long ball. Long ball forward. And João Pedro with the turn. Pedro Neto tries to pick João Pedro. And how can Pedro Neto set that kind of a pass? That's a careless pass. Honestly, there was too much weight on that pass. Just do better. Just do better. So 2-2 it is at the second minute of additional time in that game between Newcastle and Chelsea. And they're throwing to Chelsea, and Marco Carella will take this one. Can something come out of nothing? Can something come out of nothing? Can something come out of nothing? Will any of these two sides take all 3 points that minute? Pedro Neto with the ball down the right. And he will cross this one straight to Ramsdale. So now running straight into the 4th minute of additional time. Will any of these teams take all 3 points today? Still Chelsea having a throw-in at this dying minute. Chelsea keeps coming at them. Maybe today they'll get something at the end of the day. Have over. Reece James with the ball. And Enzo Fernandez. Fofana with the ball right here. Moises Caicedo. Pedro Neto. And Garnacho. Oh, Enzo Fernandez lost the ball carelessly. Already in the last minute. Chelsea attacking with the ball 9 minutes. And Garnacho do something. And a cross. So the referee says no foul right there. And Reece James escaped that one. Wow. It's been a pressure-filled encounter so far today. Wow. The pressure is much. And I think anytime from now, the referee will end this game. And yes, he does. It ends at St. James's Park, Chelsea to Newcastle. So thank you for joining us. I mean, Afolaya till we come again next time. Stay blessed and don't give up until you touch that dream of yours. Sweet dreams, guys. Later.